guys, it's Courtney with Ignite Be the Light, and today we are in the kitchen talking about all things mindset. So my question for you guys is, what type of mindsets do you find yourself having most often?
I think right now the mindset that I'm in a lot is not like anxious but restless.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of in right now a transition point in my life, and so I'm kind of trying to find what's God's plan for me, what do I want to do, what's my goals in life, and so I just kind of think restless and trying really to figure out where I fit and where I can like just sit and be.
Yeah, I feel that. Definitely feel that.
I totally understand that. Like, it feels like I just want to like jump to the next point in my life.
Exactly.
Like, my original plan after college was to move to LA, and because of COVID, that couldn't really happen. And I just kind of want to move out there and start like doing what I want to be doing. And I feel like I know I need to like slow down and stay here for a little bit, save up money. Like, they're not totally open all the way yet. So I just feel like I just want to like press fast forward, which is like not a good thing to do. I know like I should live in the moment and be present, but that's
so
just
much easier said than
it's
done.
something I'm struggling with right now.
Yeah, definitely. How about you,
I
Riley?
think for me, the mindset I'm in right now is very much the grateful mindset of being grateful for where I am. Like, you're only in this stage one time in your life. For me, like, you're single, like, young, like, you can do whatever you want. You have no one tying you down to anything that you're doing. So for me, it's just being thankful for that time and not trying to rush to that next stage, kind of like what you were saying, just be present in the moment. It's hard, very hard, but you know what? We're going to keep it moving. We're going to figure it out. Like, just day by day is really my mindset at this point, because you can plan and then God's going to laugh and be like, you thought, and then change everything. So that's where I'm at in my mindset, you could say.
I love that.
I think for me, kind of going off of what Maddie said, like you said, it's kind of a transition stage. I just got my first internship, so I kind of felt confident about that, but I'm really in like the learning stage, you know. I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm learning a lot about my faith in school, in my classes, and I think like being able to be home this summer is kind of a good refresher, just a restart. And kind of step back and, you know, take it all in and learn from that and kind of go from there. So I want to be able to push forward and, you know, be confident and just trust in the process that God has for me. So
That's so good. And I think too often we think when our mindsets change, like, it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But the older we get, the different seasons, like, we change.
Yeah,
Our life
for sure.
isn't going to be constant all the time, but God is always constant. So
Yeah.
I think we have to keep that in mind. Okay, so my next question for you guys is, when was a time you let your mindset drive you around in life?
I think something like I was kind of talking about earlier with that restless is kind of I'm constantly searching, like, what do I need to do next? Where am I going? What am I doing? And I think sometimes too I get like sometimes I'm like, no, just relax, chill out. Exactly, yeah. And so that's like, that mindset is I have to like consciously decide to do that. And so then that is kind of like, take a breath, chill out. And I think that like a relaxed mindset is something that I'd focus on driving me forward.
That's good.
I'd say a time that my mindset sort of like dictated my life in general was probably summer 2019. I'd just gone through a breakup and one of my grandparents had died, and that was like a really rough time for me, so I was really low, and I just sort of was like in a really low place for a long time, just not feeling myself, and like even like when I went on vacation, I was just like not into it, even though I was like with my family and I wanted to have fun. I just like felt like I couldn't, and I did realize like God was there with me, and like I felt like at least God is here with me right now, even though I'm like in a low. I can always trust God to have
There's
my
always
back.
like, it's like that comfort.
Yeah.
Like, even though I feel like my life is imploding and everything's looking like it's imploding, it's for a reason. And like, he's always right behind it all. And like that next season, you're like, oh,
That makes
like
sense.
that happened for a reason.
I can see.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? How about you, Riley?
Yeah, I would definitely say kind of along the same lines. Like, recently I went through a breakup, and I was so like, my mindset played a huge role through this, and it's like, either I could just be sad and mad at the world and be like, why? But you could also just take this as an opportunity to grow, and it's an experience, and you have to be thankful for what has come and gone, and think about, like, it was hard for me to be thankful for that, but to be thankful in the hard times, not necessarily maybe about the relationship at the beginning, like how it ended, but as time goes on, you definitely see why it happened, and I've talked to you a little bit about this too. It's just like God has a bigger plan for us, and there's some things I just have to just be like, you know what, clearly was not meant to be. We're just gonna, but it was hard in the time, that mindset to try to stay positive, and there was times where I was like, no, like I'm done for. But it's those small things. I'm like, okay, God's still there, like all my friends pushing me through, and so I think my friends and who you surround yourself with really played and helped with my mindset and to get me to where I honestly am, where I am today. So I would say that's been an experience for myself.
I would say a mindset that I try and keep in my daily lives is to be authentic and to be real with myself and to be real with the people around me. Just because you can't be perfect all the time, and that's something that I'm learning. You know, I try and be confident and I try and be honest, but it's like sometimes situations and things are going to happen where, you know, you're not as confident or like comparing yourself to other people, and that happens. But I think it's just realizing, you know, I'm doing the best that I can, and that's what matters, you know, working hard. And I think just being authentic, and that's what God wants from each and every one of us. So I just kind of keep that in the back of my mind.
That's good.
And I think being forgiving of yourself to like not have everything together. I think all of us can experience that. It's like, just be gracious, be like kind to yourself, and it's like, you don't have to have it all together. None of us, like even adults don't even have it together. Like we just feel like they do, but it's just that image, and it's like act confident. And people think you got your life together, which probably no, but it's fine.
And like when you think about that, Jesus was perfect. Like he was literally the only person that was ever perfect, and people still hated him. And that's something that I always remind myself, like, if this man was perfect, never sinned, and people still hated him, obviously like people will hate me. But that doesn't mean I wasn't created on purpose, and I don't have a purpose, and I'm not cool, and I'm not fun. Like God created each of us for a reason, and I think knowing that in itself is a mindset that I try and have every day. Like, I have a purpose, it's time to live in purpose. So
and I think too, an interesting thing is like the people you surround yourself with also really impact your mindset. And that's kind of the thing to like keep reminding yourself, like I was created with a purpose. And if people around you are also just like reiterating that message to you all the time, I think that personally helps me get out of like a stressed out, anxious, and just into like peace.
That healthy community.
Exactly.
Once
again.
And it's sometimes them just validating your feelings too. But it's like a healthy validation. Like sometimes they need to give you the hard truth. I think that's 100% true, but it's still like you need that good, like sometimes you need tough love, and sometimes you just need just love, and like give me like just be comforting and just like just listen and stuff. So
for sure. That's so good. Well, thanks for sharing, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little episode of All Things Mindset. We will see you next time. See ya.